Hey everyone, Tuna from Armchair Dragoons here. Today is going to be my first attempt at an unboxing video. We're going to be looking at Generals, Marshals, and Tacticians, the fifth expansion of Napoleonic's Command and Colors series from GMT Games. Commands and Colors is a gaming system that many in the wargaming world are already familiar with. For someone who's just getting into wargaming, I look at it as being one of the easier systems to get into. The rules are not super complicated. There are many flavors of Command and Colors put out by a few different publishers. You have Ancients, Battle Cry, which covers the Civil War, Samurai Battles, The Great War, which covers World War I, Tricorn for the American Revolution, Memoir 44 for World War II, Medieval, and Red Alert, which is sci-fi space version. They all have their subtle differences in gameplay, but their main system is the same. You play cards, you move and battle with units using the commands on the cards. The faces of the dice that you throw in battle have different unit types, and that is how you score your kills. Being a noob myself to the board gaming world, I do find that, some games are tough to learn. The rule books are complicated. My eyes glaze over and don't seem to get it, reading it over and over again. Best way to learn games is probably to play them, especially with others who know the games and can assist you. With this system, it's a little bit easier. I learned this game playing games on Saturday Night Fights with Cyrano from Armchair Dragoons. He has hosted many of these games on Tabletop Simulator. You can find links to his videos on the Armchair Dragoons website, or just search for Cyrano on YouTube. So I own the base game for Napoleonic Command and Colors, and there are 4 expansions prior, covering the different countries. The thing that made me want to get this one next was because of the Tactician cards. It adds a lot more flavor to the game. One thing that concerned me, if I can hold this correctly, is, here it says important. In order to play this expansion, you will need a copy of the basic game, which I have, plus the Spanish, Russian, Australian, Prussian expansions. I asked Cyrano about this, and he did put me at ease because he said that they give you the conversion for the base game, so you can use the tactics cards with the base game too. So it won't be a total loss. I won't get the full potential until you get expansions, but you still have the tactics cards for the base game too as well, and maybe a few scenarios with this. Get to opening here. Usual sturdy box that you get from most gaming companies. GMT is pretty good that way. Comes with a few extra blocks. This is one of the painful pieces about this versions of Command and Colors and Ancients. You got to put stickers on all the box. You just find something to do while you're doing it. I did it with the base game while watching football. And these look like kind of like the cards that came with the original base game. I don't remember if these stars are in there. The purpose of the stars is you can do strategic moves along with the regular items that you move in. So if they are new from this, and that's a big plus. And these ones here are the tactics cards. And when people pull these out when you're playing the game, it's kind of like an I gotcha type thing. I don't know all the cards by heart, but there's a few in here that add a lot of flavor to the game. If only. So the other cards are kind of like for moving your units around, using the flanks to direct on which movements you can. So they're all kind of generic, but they're different styles. And this is like that in the base game too. But the tactics cards add little things, like getting that extra dice, which is very powerful. And there's little items in here. A lot of them are extra die. This first strike, someone does something to you with a melee attack where they get to throw die first, you get to throw it instead of them. So again, I'm familiar with some of these from playing with Cyrano and Tabletop Simulator, but I'm definitely going to have to look through them and get to learn them and look at the rules. See what the differences are. Even though I play with them, I don't know how exactly to start the game and how you get the new cards, but find that out reading the rules. And just like other GMT games that I've gotten, very nice rule book, gloss finish, color pictures. Looks like a lot of this is Looks like 9 pages, covers. Some of this stuff's probably familiar, except for these are different terrain types that are not in the base game, but it's, you know, if you're already familiar with the game, you know what's going on. And then it's only about probably 8 pages, maybe actually 2 or 3 for the new game mechanics themselves. So hopefully it won't take me too long to figure this out, and I'll be able to do a few games during the pandemic here with my son. And I think a couple of scenarios I'll be able to play with the base game. You know, obviously I won't be able to do Prussian or Russia or something like that. Okay, then we have our new terrain types. Looks like walled areas, built-in reinforced areas, and then some normal terrain types that come with the original. Pieces just fall right out. They don't seem to have too much hanging on the sides, so they cut nice. And these are the stickers that you have to put on the blocks. I did mine while watching football playoffs last year for the base game, and you know, it goes pretty well. You just use the tweezers and gently position it and then push it down. Here's the tile effect charts. I don't know if this might be the original, plus adding the new type tiles like Fieldworks and maybe the walled towns with walls. Nice to have. You get 2 of each, so you can give it to each of the players. I think there is something in here that tells you the conversion chart for how many cards to use with the base game, and also with all the others. Actually, maybe this is it right here. Yeah, this is it. So it's telling you to use 5 tactic cards and 4 tactician cards. It's telling you how many to use. So that's good. That means you can play all these scenarios with this that came with the base game, and then any other expansion, you can use them as well. That does it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully catch you around Armchair Dragoons.